This is the Yankees Postcast, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, not very many ways to describe the Yankees offense these days. Let's just settle on non-existent. How about 3 straight shutouts, 5 losses overall? 5 in a row, 3 straight shutouts. It's hard to believe. The Yankees lose to the Angels tonight 4-0. The Bombers managed just 4 hits, 3 singles and a double. Will Warren deserve better? We all deserve better. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. If not, welcome aboard. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. Again, glad to have you aboard. Please follow me on X as well, at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees Postcast, both on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The Postcast gives you a place to chat after every game. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day.
This is what you'll be talking about.
What we're discussing has nothing to do with offense because there hasn't been any. As we said, now 3 straight shutouts, 5 straight losses overall. And if you count the final game of the Royals series, which of course was a 1-0 win, oh, well, then you've added it all up for 5 runs over the last 6 games. That includes a 1-0 win, 5 runs over the last 6 games. The offense has been terrible. As we said, just 3 singles and a double tonight. Singles for Dominguez, Bellinger. Giancarlo Stanton had 2. Pardon me, Bellinger had the double. 2 singles for Stanton. Dominguez had a single, and obviously the double for Bellinger. That's it, folks. 29 consecutive scoreless innings for the Yankees. As we said, they've been shut out 3 straight games. Just the 7th time that's ever happened. Remember, the Yankees have been playing baseball for over 100 years. Just the 7th time they've been shut out 3 straight games in franchise history. The last time was 2016. For what it's worth, they've never been shut out in 4 straight games. And we'll get to the starting pitcher for the Angels coming up for tomorrow's game. The stats are not good from his perspective. Perhaps good from the Yankees' perspective. Again, we'll get into it. But again, as we said, 3 straight shutouts, 5 straight losses overall, and that lead in the American League East is shrinking. All right, as for Will Warren, a day after his 26th birthday, he was really good. Really, really good. Struck out 11, which is a new career high. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned. To be fair, they weren't exactly rockets off the bats of the Angels in those run-scoring innings. Still 3 earned runs, but he didn't walk a batter and struck out 11. He threw 93 pitches. Ian Hamilton and Scott Effross took care of the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. And they obviously did not give up a run as well, at least not an earned run, an unearned run given up by Ian Hamilton. Anyways, Will Warren deserved better. He falls to 4-4, as we said, a season high, a career high, 11 strikeouts. He was dealing tonight. But again, so much pressure on the starting pitcher these days, considering lack of offense. There's just no backup there for the pitching. There's just no space for them. There's no room for error when your offense can't pick up the slack. What's very interesting about this mini streak is during the 4-game losing streak before tonight, obviously they hadn't scored in a while, but the ERA has been excellent. Now, this is the ERA of the Yankees during the 4-game streak was 1.47 in 4 games, and they lost them all. Essentially, everything is going right for the Yankees pitching staff, and everything is going wrong for the offense. It is quite a combination of forces coming together and absolutely messing with the Yankees season right now. Now, there are 2 particular plays that we won't focus on, or at least not generally speaking, because the Yankees didn't score. But we've talked about fundamentals, base running, errors, much, much more. And you know what? It reared its ugly head once again tonight in two separate locations. Now, runs might have scored anyways, but at 4-0, that seemed like an impossible mountain to climb for the Yankees. Maybe it's a different story at 1-0 or 2-0. Here we go. Second inning, the Angels' first run. Can DJ LeMahieu knock that ball down? The only way the Angels score that run is if it gets by LeMahieu, which of course it did. He almost ran past the ball, to be honest. And he has that patented slide, which almost never works. Anyways, not to pick on DJ LeMahieu, but his range, non-existent, just like the Yankees offense. So that was problem number one, I guess, in relation to fundamentals. Have to knock that ball down. Neto was racing around third, especially with 2 outs coming off second base. There was no chance he wasn't going to score. And again, LeMahieu, if he knocks that down, Neto stops at third. Now, in the third inning, when the Angels would score 2 more runs and give themselves a 3-0 lead, more of the same. Jazz at third couldn't knock it down on the Ward 2-run single. Now, look, they might have scored anyways, but the Yankees could have held them to 1 run. So if you shave off 2 of the 4 runs the Angels scored thanks to these lack of fundamentals, well, different game. Jazz Chisholm walked in the 9th inning. The Yankees would have had the tying run to plate. And obviously, in the form of Goldschmidt, Wells, and Volpe, who followed Jazz. But again, that didn't happen. Jazz could not knock the ball down, just like DJ LeMahieu could not knock the ball down. And that absolutely cost the Yankees several runs and in turn cost them the game. As we said, just 3 separate Yankees had hits. Dominguez had a single, Bellinger a double, and Giancarlo Stanton, who in 2 nights has 4 hits. And considering the Yankees have been a hitless team, so to speak, kudos for Stanton to picking up where he left off last year. Again, two straight 2 for 4 nights. He's now hitting 500, albeit in 2 games. But again, Yankees had just 4 hits tonight. He had 2 of them, and he had 2 of them last night as well. Let's be honest. This is not a stacked Angels lineup. So kudos to Will Warren for settling things in. But it seemed like the Angels just sort of chipped away. There's no real rallies, no real bombs, no real seeds, no real lasers. They just sort of chipped away. And when you can't make the play, when you can't knock it down, when you get picked off to end an inning, when you don't know how many outs there are on the base paths, those are the types of mistakes that get you beat. Now, obviously, we're all talking about the offense and the lack of offense. So we're not going to focus on the fundamentals as much. Perhaps we should. That's a different game at 1-0 or 2-0, especially with the power in the middle of the Yankees lineup. As for Aaron Judge, yikes. Another 0 for 4, another 3 strikeouts. With the exception of the home run off Crochet Saturday night, he's been brutal. Absolutely brutal. And when Judge goes, well, the Yankees have no chance. And obviously you're seeing that because he's not getting pitches to hit. He's swinging at pitches off the plate. Again, 0 for 3 with 3 more strikeouts. Paul Goldschmidt struck out twice. Austin Wells struck out twice. DJ LeMahieu struck out 3 times. The Yanks as a team whiffed 12 times. Kyle Hendricks, who has been one of the slowest throwing pitchers in baseball since he's come into the league. His ERA was north of 5 coming in. What do you get from him? 6 scoreless. Kyle Hendricks. No disrespect, but he's been beaten up this year, and the Yankees managed nothing. Just 4 hits off him in 6 innings. He walked 1, struck out 9. 9 strikeouts for a guy throwing in the 80s. He threw 98 pitches, and then the bullpen took care of the rest. I'm looking up and down these box score numbers, and for both the Yankees and their opponents, there just isn't any offense. It's amazing what kind of drought, what kind of funk the Yankees are in. At the very least, tongue in cheek, these games are going quickly. Why? Because it's 1, 2, 3 every inning. Amazing stuff. Just speechless as to why the offense can't get going. We told you about tomorrow's starter for the Angels. He has not been good. In fact, Kyle Hendricks' ERA, we said was north of 5. The only starter in baseball with a worse ERA than Kyle Hendricks coming into today, well, that's the starter tomorrow. Jack Kohanowitz for the Angels. He'll be opposed by Ryan Yarbrough. We'll get to the schedule coming up. But again, inside the numbers, it's just ugly stuff. The Yankees offense, not good. We'll take a break. We'll tell you about the probables coming up and some more injury news updates, some good, some better than good. We'll tell you what the deal is coming up next. All right, we'll start with Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades. Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Well, how about this? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Next up is Open Phone. If you're running a business, you know that every missed call is money left on the table. Think about the last time you had an urgent need, maybe for a plumber or a service provider. If the first person didn't answer, did you wait? Well, probably not. You moved on. That's why you need Open Phone. Open Phone is the #1 business phone system built to streamline and scale your customer communications, all from an app on your phone or computer. Open Phone lets me manage business calls and texts from a single app. The shared inbox feature is a game changer. Your team can jump into any conversation instantly without missing a beat. And their AI agent handles after-hours calls, answers common questions, captures leads, so you never miss a customer. Open Phone is offering my listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. That's openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. And if you have existing numbers with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge. Open Phone, no missed calls, no missed customers. All right, folks, unfortunately, we have to do this.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
These are hard to find. Obviously, Will Warren was excellent tonight, so we'll throw him a bone. We'll give it to him, despite the fact that he takes the loss. As we said, 6 innings, 3 earned, but those were interesting earned runs at the very least. We talked about the ball DJ LeMahieu didn't put down. We talked about the ball that Jazz didn't knock down. Those cost the Yankees a couple of runs. It's still earned runs. It is what it is. You are what your numbers say you are. But again, a career high 11 strikeouts for Will Warren. So he is our player of the game. As we said, 5 straight losses for the Yankees, 3 straight shutouts. They haven't scored since Saturday. 5 runs over the last 6 games, 29 consecutive scoreless innings, folks. Amazing. It's just the 7th time in franchise history that the Yanks have been blanked 3 straight. They've never been shut out 4 straight. They'll try and avoid that tomorrow. As we said, Ryan Yarbrough goes for the Bombers, and Jack Kohanowitz goes for the Angels. As we said, of all the starting pitchers in baseball, qualifying starting pitchers in baseball, he has the highest ERA over 5. Really, the perfect opportunity for the Yankees to get back on track. As we said, 2 more with the Angels. Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. Then the Orioles come in with some unusual start times. Friday night's a normal 7:05 first pitch from the Bronx. Saturday is 1:05. Sunday's the Roku game, 11:35 a.m. from the Bronx. Up and at 'em early on Sunday. Then the Yanks hit the road for Cincinnati. All right, thanks for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, also want to mention our partners in crime at Locked On Yankees, Stacey Gatsoulias and Brian McKeon. Again, Locked On Yankees. They do a great job there, so follow, subscribe, and enjoy. As we said, 4-0 the final score. Yanks are now 42-30. They're 21-14 at home. They'll try and snap the skid tomorrow night with Ryan Yarbrough on the mound. Of course, we will be with you immediately following the game. Have a wonderful night, everyone.